Mataranka thermal pools and Bitter Springs are two very well known and very popular hot springs in the NT. Today, let's work out which one is the best. I'm on my tippy toes to get this shot, guys.
I'm scrunched. The plan is to spend one day at each thermal pool.
Yeah,
one day at
it's
Mataranka,
a hard life.
one day at Bitter Springs.
Now we are going to be testing them against each other, comparing 7 different points.
Yep, 7 criterias. Let's run through them right now.
Water temperature.
Water clarity.
Busyness.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Scenery and the setting.
Facilities.
Mm-hmm. The actual swimmable area. And number 7 is...
I don't remember, but there were 7 of them. We'll come back to you on the 7th criteria, is the relaxation scale. So the plan is with our 7 points, we're going to score each one out of 10. And then at the end, we're going to add them all up, and whichever has the most points will be the winner. Couple of fun facts for you guys. Now, both Bitter Springs and Mataranka thermal pools are within the Elsie National Park. Fact number 2, both springs, the water temperature is about 34 degrees. Which is pretty warm, except when outside's warmer than it, and you're jumping into a cool temperature. It's crazy, isn't it? Fact number 3, the water comes out of the ground at 30.5 million litres a day. Is that not mental? Crazy. Fact 4, Bitter Springs, which is where I am right now, was actually named because of the taste of the water. It was bitter by, I think the guy was Stephen King that found this place. Isn't that crazy? Water temperature, Bitter Springs. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, which is just crazy, isn't it? You hop in and it's beautiful and warm, and then as you float downstream towards the exit, you get used to this nice mild warm temperature, and you get out and you're cold for that 1.5 minute walk back to the beginning. You jump in and oh, it's just beautiful warm again. Magical.
The water clarity at sunrise was 10 out of 10, incredible. But as it did get busier, the water clarity did drop down just that little bit, which is to be expected, giving it a 9 out of 10. It's 6:38 in the morning. There is already 2 other vehicles and just masses of people turning up by foot. Okay, masses might be an exaggeration, but I think another 3 groups. So I don't think there's any time of day that you could claim this one to yourself. Everyone's in the water, but you can see just how many bags are spread around. A 10 a.m. busyness check-in. Out of 20 car parking spots, there is only 1 spot left in the main car park. Then in the overflow and the towing area, there's about another 17 vehicles.
Let's talk busyness. The best time to be here and the most quiet. Sunrise through to about 9 a.m.
Yes, absolutely. Then we were in the water at 11 doing our second swim. We were doing 3 laps. The first one was still pretty good. The second one was busier. The third was, oh my God, get
Hectic.
me out of here.
Hectic.
It was just too much, way too busy.
It peaked at about 11:30, so we noticed that there was a big drop-off at about 12 o'clock where a lot of people left for lunch.
Quite a few indeed.
Yep.
And then it pretty much just stabilised off at a reasonable busy pace.
Yep, until
Very
we left.
popular.
Yep, until we left at about 3.
Yeah. Busy, popular time of the day, sunrise, guys.
Yep.
6 out of 10.
Because it got crazy.
Crazy.
Because it got crazy.
Crazy. Really nice natural vibes going on here. Natural bottom, natural walls.
A lot of nature around, spotted a spider, some nice bird life, but it's got that infrastructure around it. You've got footpaths, you've got areas to make it safe as you're walking around when you've got wet feet.
Keeping everything clean and tidy as well.
But when you're in the water, full natural vibes.
Yep,
here.
8 out of 10. The facilities here are basic. We have a pretty good sized car park with also a parking area for those who are towing. We have pit toilets, which when I went, there was no dunny paper, so take some in with you just in case. Pretty clean, a little on the nose, but it's a pit toilet. What do you expect? There's a few camping seat areas and a little bit of a barbecue space as well. The barbecues were not overly clean, but not too bad. Then you also have this lovely walk along the actual river itself around the springs, which is a 900-meter loop. So for the facilities, we're going to give it a 5 out of 10. So the ranger did come around at 10 a.m. and he restocked the toilet paper. So technically for facilities, I could probably bump it up from a 5 to a 6. Swimming area actually took me by surprise. I had heard that you float downstream, but it was actually better than I expected. It was bigger than I expected. So you hop in and then you just gently float on down. It took us 15 minutes to float to the end. You pop out and then you walk back, 2-minute walk, and you're back in the water again. Just as an extra side note for the swimming area, pool noodles are definitely the way to go. Almost, I would say, mandatory. You need them. Small floating devices, also good. Bodyboards, not so good. Snorkels and masks, good for the kids, but no flippers. I really liked it. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
So the relaxation scale was amazing at sunrise, but obviously as the day went on and it got busier, the relaxation vibes dropped off. So because of that, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. It's warm. It's lovely.
Pool actually wraps around the bend a little bit just there, and that's where everyone else is. We've got this little area to ourselves for now. Won't be long and there'll be others in here with us.
Although Mataranka Thermal Pools is within the Elsie National Park, like we said, you have to access it through the Mataranka Homestead Resort, which is kind of like a caravan park. It's free to get in, so you just walk on through, straight through the resort, all the way down and into the thermal pools, which is into the national park. When you got in, it was beautiful and warm. It's warm. But I'd probably say slightly cooler than what Bitter Springs was. Because you're just in there just relaxing the whole time, you get used to the water very quickly. So it does feel a lot cooler than Bitter Springs. So for that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Mataranka Thermal Pools had some of the clearest water I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, the more people that got in, because of the nice little gravel bottom, it did get churned up a little bit and took away from the water clarity slightly, but because of the man-made edges, there was no plant life getting pulled off and dirt to muddy up the waters. Now, because of that, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Morning guys, it's 10 to 7. There is nobody else in the car park. Promising maybe, but let's see how many are actually already in the pool by foot.
We're almost there and we can already hear people.
Yep.
This is crazy, the sun has just risen.
I don't even think it's technically up.
I've only counted 5 people and there's one area with nobody in it. Bonus, let's get in.
Busyness.
It got pretty busy.
It did.
First thing in the morning again, that's
perfect.
the time you want to get here.
There was only like half a dozen of us or so.
Yeah, and I'd say it peaked at about 11:30.
About 11-ish, Yep. We counted 40 people in, 22 out, and then we went down a couple other times and counted and stayed about a steady level.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We're giving it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, not bad. Let's talk scenery setting.
So the name is Mataranka Thermal pools.
Pools.
So the edges of the pool are actually man-made.
Yep, but the actual bottom, all natural. You've got beautiful palm trees all around.
Floating on my back, looking up, amazing.
You could be absolutely anywhere.
But no bird life, no spiders.
Not a lot of wildlife around.
Few noises.
For that, what are we going to give it?
7 out of 10. Now guys, I am going to be brutally honest when it comes to the facilities. Now the car park is nice and big, really great for those of you who are towing, but it is also filled with a lot of rubbish. They also have a day use bathroom that you can use for a change room, toilet and showers. Honestly though, it smells and looks like it hasn't been cleaned since sometime last season. They also have an information centre that you can go and check out. Right at the thermal pools, there are 2 nice short walks down to Rainbow Springs, which you can see the water bubbling out, and also Stevie's Hole, which I thought was super relaxing. Because it's in the resort, you've also got the bar. Now they do a breakfast, lunch and dinner menu as well, and I'm happy to report that the bar area is actually a lot cleaner than some of the other facilities around the resort. And the toilet there, if you're not wet and just need to do a little wee-wee, that's the spot to go. It's much cleaner too. We enjoyed ourselves a burger for lunch. Now, we didn't go in with high expectations. I thought it was exactly what I expected. I'd give it a solid 5 or 6 out of 10. And Shannon actually thought that it was better than what he expected. He was just disappointed that he didn't get more chips for $10. Overall, we are giving the facilities here 5 out of 10. So the swimming area is actually fairly decent size. It's not massive by any means. It's actually on a bit of a bend. So no point can you actually see the full swimming area. So the photo that I took is down the bottom end and you can't actually see the top end swimming area in that photo. It varies in width as you swim along and it also varies in depth. So at one end, my photo end, I can touch the bottom, and the other end, I've got no chance at all of touching the bottom. It also has a few built-in seats along the edges, and first thing in the morning while it's quiet you could take a pool noodle, but it's really not somewhere that you would take flotation devices. The kids could pack their goggles. Shen wants to give it an 8 out of 10. I want to give it a 9 out of 10. Let's lock in 9 out of 10.
I found it extremely relaxing here. I love the fact that there's a shallow end and a deep end, which meant that you didn't have to be constantly treading water or need a pool noodle or anything like that. And because of that, everyone wasn't kind of moving around as much. Everyone just seemed more chilled and relaxed. So for that, I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10.
All right, guys.
Let's look at the totals and see how everyone did.
Yeah, we have
water temperature,
water clarity,
facilities,
swimmable area,
scenery setting,
busyness,
and the one we keep forgetting,
relaxation scale.
Relaxation scale, baby.
We just did the totals.
Very surprising, extremely close. Now,
Bitter Springs,
54
out of 70, and Mataranka,
56.
Honestly, I probably would have thought that Bitter Springs was going to win.
I would have thought so too, and everyone you speak to on the road says go to Bitter Springs.
Yeah.
My opinion, if you're coming out here, go see both. They're completely
and do them
different.
In the morning. It's
First
so much
thing,
better.
Sunrise, guys. Get there for sunrise. It's
so
a
good.
magical experience.
Bitter Springs is an experience where you're floating down, and Mataranka is just a really relaxing
Just chill.
pool swim.
Have you guys been here before? What do you think?
Yeah,
let us know.
definitely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps us out. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.